whenever, just start playing. And thanks for tuning in to another session of Concertina Styles and Smiles. And today we have Leon Olsen, probably very well known. Yes, very well known.
Thank you.
So let's start a little from the beginning. Where do you hail from? Where were you brought up, or partially brought up?
Right? The Lake Benton and Tyler area, Minnesota.
That is western?
Yeah, right on the border.
Okay. Oh, pretty close to South Dakota then.
Yeah, Brookings would be not very far from there, Highway 14.
Okay. Isn't that where one of the festivals that over the years have grown?
Yeah.
At Lake Benton?
Lake Benton, yeah. That'd be at my brother's farm, Larry Olsen. And we started that, well, I think next year's going to be the 25th year, so. We started it 24 years ago.
I take it, is he on the home place? Or?
No, it's not on the home place.
Okay.
Just maybe a mile or two from there. It's right, let's see, probably the first place out of Lake Benton to the east.
To the east. Well, anyway, it's in western Minnesota.
Yeah.
Before you get to Brookings, where you usually go to buy firecrackers, right? As kids?
That's
I'm
right.
sure you did that.
Oh, yeah.
So I just remembered while you were telling me where you're from, your dad also played trumpet?
Concertina.
Oh, concertina.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if I ever knew him. Yeah, whatever. That's okay.
He played the first one that I had when he was playing. I was little, 9 or 10 or whatever it was. It's called the Black Beauty. He had got that from Cliff Mathewitz from the Dave Wagner band. It was a star with the smaller buttons like that. And then the round corners, streamline, they call that, 53 model.
53, okay.
Yeah.
What got you interested?
Well, they were always playing. Dad had a band, and then his brother Kermit Olsen, so then they called it the Olsen Brothers Band. And then they would go and play, and we got to go along once in a while. And it just, to see all them people so happy and out there dancing and stuff, I thought, boy, this is just great.
And that inspired you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish the younger kids would get onto that nowadays. How much
Yeah,
fun it was.
they're still out there, but fewer.
Missing out on a lot of that.
So was this high school years or before?
No, I was probably right around 9 or 10. I don't know, probably diddled with the Concertina, you know, since I was, I don't know how long. But anyway, I started playing then. Dad would play by ear, so I had to kind of watch, you know, what he was doing and stuff like that. And then when he was out doing chores or whatever, stuff like that, then I'd ask Mom, can I play Dad's Concertina? Yeah, she said, take it out to the Grove and play it out there. You know, so that's where I went under the tree and,
Well, sure.
you know, pushed and pulled and pushed and pulled.
Mom said, get out here. You go
Yeah.
outside and practice.
Yeah.
I know.
So I got some music and started to figure out, you know, if it's got the arrow on the top, you push, and if
Yep.
it doesn't have the arrow on the bottom, you pull, and this goes with this.
Did you start filling in with your dad's band, or did you go off on your own?
Well, they would have me up there and play a few songs. Then I played trumpet in school. And then we had gotten a bass horn, so then I'd sit back there and play bass horn a little bit with them, you know, and then play in the front. And I'd sit on the wagon carts, you know, like in Garvin, Minnesota. They had a band would sit up on a little cart like that, you know.
Okay.
Then when I was 11, Checkerboard Cafe was the first place I played. That was in Lake Benton there. And she gave me $5 and hamburger and french fries and all the pop I wanted. And the place just filled right up, you know, we got to do this again, you know, we got to do that again. So then it was every week, then I went in and played there. Well, then some people from Ruthton and Tyler, and they would want music, you know, so then that's how it all took off.
That's how it started, okay. What?
The kids in school, well, that's pretty neat, you know, that you're doing that and stuff, you know. And one of them played drums, so I thought, well, good enough, you know. There's two of us now, you know, and then another one played organ and piano, and another friend of mine played guitar. So then we just started going in. We got into 4-H contests and stuff like that, because we could play polka on the Concertina, and we could play Wipeout on the drums,
On the
you
drums,
know,
sure.
and all of that, and then
Sure.
maybe a country song, you know. And so then we'd do that at the fairs, and then that took off. And it just kind of all, once it started rolling, and that's where I've been at all my life.
So we'll get back to that. You got another tune in your brain there that you like.
Yeah, let's see.
What's it gonna be?
I have no idea.
Typical musician. Don't
Yeah.
know what you're gonna. Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Patty's Waltz, you remember that one?
Sure.
That was
Thank
a
you.
Fun one.
An old number, or is that I believe that's been recorded numerous times. Do you know who made a hit out of it, or who first recorded Patty's Waltz?
No, I think it's on our volume 4, so that'd been quite a few years ago.
Okay.
We got 20 different CDs. I tried to, make one each year. Sometimes it would go 2 years, you know.
You have 20 CDs out, and yeah. that number's on there.
That's
huh?
on one of them, yeah.
The first time I remember seeing that number, I believe, I forgot who had it, but it was picked up from Christy Hengel.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was usually never signed or no author on there, but that was Patty's Waltz. And
Yeah.
way back then, they ran them off mimeograph machines before they had copiers. Do you remember the big drums they turned?
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that would have been about 59, if I remember right.
Okay.
61, somewhere around there. That was the copying machines.
Yeah.
Anyway, off on a concertina, how many of them do you have? I take it you have more than this one, or do you just have the one?
Well, I got some, this is a C, and then I have a B flat and an E flat musette that I can kick in musette and still get back to the clean, straight sound.
Oh, sure.
So depends on, we do some singing, Loretta on the keyboard and vocals and stuff, so then certain songs fit like in B flat, you know.
Better singing range?
Yeah.
That key. I take it that's a Hengel?
That's one of Christie's, yeah.
Okay, what year?
That's a 72 maybe, or 3, something like that.
Did you order that from him, or did you buy it off?
Well, I had one, and then right when I graduated from high school, Brown offered me a job teaching concertina over there because Elmer Scheid was retiring.
Brown who?
Brown Music Store.
Brown Music. That was located in New Ulm?
Yeah, right across from Shorty's Bar, about 3rd North, by the kind of by the dock.
Uptown here,
Yeah.
That's right.
Had the guitar stuff on the top, and then the concertina ones in the basement. Larry Dorschner and myself and Bill Brown, we made, I don't know how many, about 15 or 16 concertinas.
The Brown model, right?
Brown model, yeah.
That was the name
Yeah.
of them, that's right.
So then he said, well, if you're teaching and playing here and stuff like that, we'd like to have you play our concertinas
Sure.
and Stradivarius we sold. So that was good. So I played them for quite a few years, and I told Christy, you know, I just told him that's what I was gonna do. And so he said, I'll make you one when you need one.
Okay, that's the
So,
history, okay.
yeah, that's the history on that one. Then I had to make a B flat for me and an E flat, and I got 6 of his models, Christie's,
Okay.
and then some old Paddocks and stuff like that.
Since that, were you working for Brown's when they moved out to South Broadway?
No.
You weren't there
It was
then?
always on the,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So what was the first band that you were in charge of, where you didn't have to play, you know, be hired or whatever, that you...
Well, that I sat in with, you mean, or somebody?
Pardon me?
A band that I sat in with, you mean?
No, that when did you start your own band?
Right when I was 11.
Oh, that...
By the end of the year, we had...
I thought you took different roads and then you played with different bands and stuff. And
No, it's always pretty much been my own.
how did you end up here in New Ulm, being from Lake Benton?
Well, they offered me that job teaching concertina, you know,
Okay,
as soon as I graduated. So I was 17 and then turned 18 in September, and then down I came and started in with it. And had about, I had a lot of students back then, maybe 30, 40 of them. And I taught some guitar. And then he'd send me on the road selling concertinas. You know, he knew what people wanted, you know, and then they would want to trade in. That worked all right, but we were playing so much, it just got to be,
Yep.
what do I do?
Couldn't do both at one time.
Yeah, so I ended up sticking with the band.
I suppose when you were teaching concertina, you could really tell who was interested in them by how they progressed and stuff. And
Yeah, some of them, if they were forced to do it, you know, by their parents or something like
Yeah.
that, you know, you should play and stuff. When they would come the next week, it wasn't much better than it was the week before.
You could tell they didn't practice much, yeah.
And then someone would come, you know, and how did you figure that out? You know, I didn't show you that or anything like that. Oh, I was diddling around, you know, and got this and that, and boy, they would take off, you know. And a lot of them went on to have their own bands, and so.
Well, that's quite an accomplishment when you
Yeah.
think of it.
Yeah.
You were part of the old time
Yeah, I like that.
music.
Yeah.
How about another tune there,
Music.
Leon?
Oh, let's see.
Don't you usually have a cheat sheet tape back here for?
No, I got
I know a
nothing.
lot of concertina players have that. They look at that. Oh, yes, let's play this one.
Yeah.
Let's hear what you have.
All right, let's see. Try polka again or something.
Sure. Excellent.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I've heard that during the winter, you head south and play.
Yeah.
How many years have you been, how did that ever come about and when?
This year will be, I think it's our 28th. Pretty sure it's our 28th year down to, we go to right around Mesa, Arizona and Apache Junction and have a polka fest down there, different bands from North Dakota and Wisconsin and I don't know, all over.
That polka fest, is that just for the residents down there or is that for all the snowbirds?
All the snowbirds.
Snowbirds that come down, okay.
Yeah.
Never been there, so you gotta
Oh.
tell me all about it.
Yeah, it sells out every year, you know. People wait out in the parking lot and try and get in and they, we had a few, we would usually fly a group down with us or take a bus down with like 40 people, you know, or 50 like that. And then someone would surprise us in the parking lot. Oh, we thought we'd surprise you, you know, and come down and stuff. Well, they couldn't get in.
Where do you play at? Parking lot, ballroom, Legion?
Well, there's a lot of RV parks and modular home parks, beautiful landscapes and stuff like that. And each one has a community center, whatever, where they have their dances or they have bingo or whatever they do. And so that's where they have the dances up. Most of them are all wooden floors. And
All spread out around Mesa or
Yeah,
half
they're-
dozen of them or?
no, hundreds,
Oh,
hundreds
okay.
of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when one finishes, if that's maybe a quarter of a mile or a half a mile long, then the next one starts right away, and then across the street, another one's in there. It's just all.
How long do you take a sabbatical from New Ulm to? Is it 2 weeks, a month, or?
We've been going at, I think we're gone for like 14 days or 15 days. Takes about 2 to get down there and then 2 to get back. And then about 10 days down there. And then we'll play like 6 or 7 different spots. And have a few days off to go.
Whatever,
and stuff like that.
got you down there? How did,
Well,
booking, you the booking agent or what?
Yeah, I guess so. We played the Majestic Ballroom in Cottage Grove. You remember that one? Don Reisner and them guys. And then Ed Halverson, that was one of them. There was 3 of them running Polka Fest down there. And he heard us there and he said, I'd like to have you down in Arizona at my thing, you know. And I said, okay. So lined up Mom and Dad. They took the motor home and trailer and put all the equipment in there. And then we flew. We had about 40 some people there and flew down and did that. And man, it was just.
Do you do that every winter or
yeah.
December, January, February?
Usually they're in, well, it starts down there about in November and goes till April. But we just go always in March because that's when the polka festival that we play. So, but like then it was at Viewpoint, there's Marv Herzog, Brian and the Mississippi Valley Dutchman, us Polka Nuts out of Colorado, and had like 2,500, 2,700, and 2,900 people a day in these 2 ballrooms. Yeah.
That's
That's a
how
lot of
that
people.
operates, okay.
Yeah, and it's still going.
So coming back to home, who does all the booking for you? Do you do that or other musicians or?
Yeah, I pretty much do it.
You do that, okay.
Yeah.
And you have to make sure that all the players are lined up and they know the dates, so.
Yeah.
I'm not making it tonight, you know.
Yeah.
I know how that goes.
Yeah,
okay.
that's not as easy as it sounds sometimes.
Did you play most of I'm sure you did over your life, play most of the ballrooms around southern Minnesota?
Yeah.
A lot of them are no longer there.
No.
Like the Blue Moon and Marshall.
Showboat.
Name off a few that.
Well, our Showboat Ballroom, that was right by Lake Benton, so we would play there, you know, firemen's dances and all
right.
that. And the Hollyhock and Hatfield and Lake Chetek, Woodstock, Worthington, the Coliseum Ballroom, Fox Lake Ballroom, and Sherburne. I think we played there together one time, you and I.
Okay.
Remember we played bass or something? George was along, George Hoka on the keyboard.
No, I don't, but when you mentioned Woodstock,
Yeah,
now you played at Woodstock?
Woodstock, Minnesota.
Oh, I thought New York or whatever,
No.
whatever lake that was.
Yeah,
Where's Woodstock? A lot of people don't know where that's at.
not too far from Hatfield, Pipestone, Ruthven area, right around in that southwest corner down there.
If I remember right, isn't that an old Air Force base or didn't they have something military there?
That might have been Ellsworth, Minnesota down there.
No, it was
Is that Woodstock?
at Woodstock.
Okay.
Yeah, there are some cement silos
Yeah.
out there and stuff to the west. I don't know if you knew that.
Then we'd go to Rochester, the Playmore Ballroom, and Pony Express Ballroom, Manteville. Them are all, you drive by and it's grass now, but one burned down and the other
Yep.
one they tore down. Cities, and it was always Majestic there in Cottage Grove, or the Bellray, and Mounds View. We'd take bus loads of people up there. And Waconia went for a long time yet, to Paradise and the Lakeside, but Glencoe's going yet to Playmore.
How about the Riverside Ballroom?
That's gone to Riverside and Carver.
That's gone?
Yeah, that's gone, yeah.
Okay.
Withrow's going yet. That's up by Stillwater, the Withrow Ballroom. We play there Thursday now. And
Yeah,
Let's
that
look
wasn't
at
it. Or go ahead.
Clarissa, that's going yet. Little Falls. We'd get up to Baudette and do Oktoberfest all over.
Yeah, when you stop to think about it, all the towns had a ballroom and now they're, could you say 80% or
Yeah,
disappeared?
yeah. I'm vice president of the Minnesota Ballroom Operators Association. And I think there's 12 or something like that of them that are members yet, out of hundreds, you know, maybe 100 or
I
something.
remember
like
that, that's a published magazine
Yeah.
or paper. There, endless list in there.
Yeah,
Endless years ago, 20. So, yeah,
but with the places you play at, we get good crowds. They
Good.
still come out yet.
good.
You know, every year some of them are dying off, and to try and get some other ones in there again, you know. But
I hear some more music that
All
wants
right.
to get out of that box. I can hear it.
let's see.
the show today. We have time. You can close out with another tune. And I'll probably have you back here again sometime.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yes, sir. What would you like to end up with?
Want to play a little bit on something together?
Sure.
Lapland or?
What? You pick it and I'll...
All right, let's
That's
see.
C, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
play
can
that
tell by
in
the
G and
sound.
then it ends up in G eventually.
Yep. Whatever you want. Yes.
Okay.